The other day, I was at my gym after a yoga class, and we were all kind of hanging out with the instructor and some of the students, and they were talking about the experience that they had while we were closing up the yoga class in our final Shavasana, where you basically just lie down and chill there. It's kind of like taking a quick little nap at the end of the practice. And so the idea is that it's supposed to be quiet. You just chill there and reflect. There's usually some quiet, peaceful music playing. And what everybody was talking about was that there were these noises coming from the other room because there's this daycare center, like literally right next to the yoga studio, where all these children are playing and making a bunch of noise and doing their thing while their parents are working out at the gym. I don't know why this gym set it up that way so that the studio is literally right next to this daycare center because there were other options. It's a pretty big gym with several rooms. It's a chain. And so I have to believe that this isn't the first time that they've set a gym up like this. But whatever, not a big deal. Everybody was talking about how all the kids were making noise while they were trying to relax and meditate, basically. Well, I've only been to this yoga class a few times, and so I wasn't involved in the conversation, and I didn't really feel like speaking up, but I was kind of laughing to myself as everybody was talking, including the instructor, about how this had disrupted their final meditation. And what I was thinking, and what I'm telling you now, is that I feel like they kind of missed the entire point of the practice. If you cannot use these things that are happening around you to go deeper within yourself, then it's not really a meditation. Whether you're getting external stimuli or internal, it's kind of the same thing. And it's really about how you respond to that. There is no way to completely sterilize the entire external world around us so that there's literally no noises coming from anywhere. And so as these kids were doing their thing next door, I was actually using it as an opportunity to kind of use that childlike energy. And I was remembering to have fun and be like a kid again. And so I was just lying there, realizing that, yeah, there's a lot of noise coming from next door, and the soft flute music or whatever was playing at the time is not covering these kids up, but I'm not going to let it interrupt my meditation. So I I was laughing as these people, not outwardly because that would be insulting, but I was thinking, okay, why don't we use these opportunities to actually go further into our meditation as opposed to just kind of getting angry that the world isn't set up exactly the way that we want it to be, and oh my, these kids are making noise next door. It really feels like we're missing the practice when we do something like that. uh, Again, there's always going to be some kind of excuse to get angry about a meditation. Now, that could be because the mind internally just does not shut up and just continues going on and on about whatever happened yesterday, or maybe what you're worried about in the future. I don't know. My mind definitely does both. So it just depends on the specific day, or externally, just noises coming from wherever it might be. And we're sitting here trying to be all zen like in this quiet state, and maybe there's a dog barking next door, whatever. These things are always going to come up. And so, whether that's in our meditation, like specifically in that moment, and we have some sort of a distraction of any kind of noise, that's one thing. And then also, we have to realize that the point of meditation is not just to become a good meditator and get quiet while we're sitting on the cushion or lying on the yoga mat or whatever. The point of meditation is to be able to take this peace that we've found out into the world with us. And so it doesn't matter what happens after the yoga class or after the meditation. We're always going to have further distractions, further interruptances, and these things, it's life. They don't stop. It was actually really funny because after this yoga class, I was driving home and I had set my water bottle in my little coaster cup holder thing in my car, but it didn't quite fit because it's a big old water bottle. And so it's kind of hanging out and not really fully inserted into the cup holder. And as I accelerated at one of the stoplights, my water bottle fell out of the cup holder and spilled all over my pants and my car seat. And I started to get mad because I was like, why is this happening to me? This stupid water bottle just didn't fit in my cup holder. I'm so mad. And as I was doing this, I realized, dude, you just got done with like a yoga class and you're thinking about how all of these meditations and stuff don't stop once you get done with the class. This is your opportunity to practice exactly what you are preaching right now and what you are thinking about creating a video log for and recording. And I actually had to stop and I laughed at myself. It was pretty funny because I was starting to get mad. I could see those like thoughts occurring of, God, why did I do this? Why did this thing fall out? Like I was simultaneously blaming myself and blaming the world because I knew that I didn't set this thing in the cup holder properly. But then also I was mad at my car because it kind of like jerked while I was accelerating. And so this combination of things, it was only literally a few seconds where I was like feeling this anger rise and blaming all of these different things. And then it hit me, and I was like, yeah, these are the kind of things that occur in life, and it's about how you respond to them. And if you're in a pretty peaceful state of mind after just having done a meditation and a yoga class for an hour or whatever, uh, why don't you take some of that with you and realize that this is actually not a bad thing happening to you, but it's almost a test, but not in a negative way of like, ooh, I'm going to test you. It's more like, here's an opportunity for you to really integrate what you had just been through. And so I have to laugh at myself now and then, but it was a funny little yoga story that I thought that I would share because it's funny how we can think, oh, okay, like this is how my practice or how my day is supposed to go. And when these things come and interrupt them, no, they're not supposed to be happening. The kids are supposed to be quiet. The water bottle's not supposed to spill. And it's easy to judge these things and say, this shouldn't be happening. But actually, it's our greatest opportunities to apply these lessons into our lives and learn from them. And nothing's going to go the way we exactly plan. And so it's not when things are going right that we should try to apply all of these lessons and see how spiritually enlightened we are because it's a quiet yoga class and I'm so zen like because I'm sitting here because everything's going well and I've got my fancy yoga clothes and the music is playing just right and everybody else is quiet. No, that's not the true test of like spiritual understanding. The tests come when things unexpectedly arise. And so, whether that's a kid laughing next door or a kid crying next door, that was happening too. Uh, that's when we have these opportunities to apply what we've just been spending all this time doing, meditating, going through yoga. And so I encourage all of you to reframe these minor inconveniences, sometimes major, as opportunities to practice what it is that we're really trying to do when we're sitting on the meditation cushion, which is, again, not trying to become the world's best meditator that we can sit there for 15 minutes without a single thought arising. Sure, that's a nice little trick that can help us in some ways, but the true test of spiritual understanding, again, is when things aren't going our way. And so look for those chances. And hopefully, with that, we're all able to reframe these things a little bit better. All right. Namaste.